In the quiet college town of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a brutal and chilling crime shattered the peace on a humid September morning in 2012. Faith Hedgepeth, a talented and beloved 19-year-old student at the University of North Carolina, was found murdered in her off-campus apartment. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community, sparking one of the most perplexing and haunting investigations in recent true crime history. Faith Hedgepeth was more than just a student. She was a young woman with a vibrant spirit, deeply connected to her Native American heritage, creative, ambitious, and full of life. A member of the Haliwa-Saponi tribe, Faith studied journalism and mass communication, dreaming of a future where she could use her voice to tell stories that mattered. Friends described her as kind-hearted, intelligent, and fiercely independent. The night before her death, Faith attended a party with friends, a typical weekend gathering for college students. She was seen laughing, talking, and enjoying herself. But as the night wore on, she left the party alone, heading back to her apartment. It was the last time anyone would see her alive. That evening, beneath the calm surface of campus life, something dark and violent was unfolding behind closed doors. The next morning, Faith's roommate returned home to a horrifying scene. The front door was ajar, and inside the apartment, Faith lay lifeless on the floor, her body bearing the brutal marks of a violent assault. Police were called immediately, and the crime scene became a grim tableau of shattered innocence. Investigators combed through the apartment for clues, desperate to piece together the final hours of Faith's life. Detectives found little to no forced entry, suggesting Faith may have known her attacker or willingly let them in. The violent nature of the crime and the lack of immediate suspects perplexed investigators. Her phone and personal items were untouched, ruling out robbery as a motive. The question loomed: who could commit such a heinous act against a young woman so full of promise, and why? Early leads focused on those closest to Faith. Friends and acquaintances were questioned extensively. Some reported seeing a man lurking near the apartment in the days before the murder, but descriptions were vague and unhelpful. No clear suspect emerged, and the investigation stalled as the community grappled with grief and fear. Chapel Hill was left wondering if the killer was still among them, invisible and silent. Amidst the investigation, rumors and red herrings swirled. Some speculated about jealousy or personal grudges, while others pointed fingers at random suspects with little evidence. Social media buzzed with theories, many fueled by fear and speculation rather than fact. The flood of misinformation made it harder for police to separate truth from fiction, elongating the search for answers in a case that seemed to defy logic. As months passed, forensic breakthroughs offered a glimmer of hope. DNA evidence recovered from the crime scene was sent for analysis, yet no matches were found in national databases. Investigators painstakingly compared samples against known offenders, but the trail remained cold. The silence of the evidence was deafening, underscoring the frustration of a case slipping through the cracks despite modern technology. The community refused to forget Faith. Vigils were held, murals painted, scholarships established in her name. Her family pleaded for justice, their pain etched deeply into every public statement. Yet with each passing anniversary, the shadows lengthened. The killer remained free, a ghost haunting the streets where Faith once walked, a stark reminder of a young life extinguished too soon. In 2017, a significant breakthrough came when investigators identified a potential suspect through new DNA technology and investigative leads. The man with ties to the area was questioned but maintained his innocence. Despite the promising lead, charges could not be filed due to insufficient evidence. The case, while reignited, remained frustratingly unresolved, caught between hope and heartbreak. Years later, Faith's murder remains officially unsolved, a cold case that chills the hearts of those who knew her and the community at large. The lack of closure fuels an ongoing quest for justice, with advocates and family members pushing for renewed investigations, hoping that someday the silence will break and Faith's story will reach its final chapter. The murder of Faith Hedgepeth is a haunting testament to the fragility of life and the enduring pain left by violence. It is a reminder that behind every headline lies a human story, of dreams cut short, of families torn apart, and of a community forever changed. As her name continues to echo in the halls of UNC and beyond, the hope remains that one day faith and justice will be restored.